Hello and welcome to All the Boards and a brand new week. I'm Adam here at Board at Home. So as always, we are starting our video off with a product highlight, beginning with this week's game of the week. That is Monster 12 from Cosmos Games. So this is a really simple dice rolling and set collecting game. Over the course of the game, you'll be rolling dice, various coloured dice, and then you'll be matching them to monsters that match the colour of those dice. Collect the most monsters to win. Really good, fun, light, fast-paced card game. Part of their open and play range. All designed to be very accessible, playable very quickly, learn very quickly, and I have to say that they've really knocked it out of the park with the open and play range. Monster 12 right up there as a really good, fun, quick family dice game. If you've not tried it before, come on down and give it a go. It's only $14.95 as well, so it's an absolute steal for a game as well, and it's going to provide you endless hours of entertainment, whether that's at home or on the road. Next up in our product highlight, we have got the Cartaventura series. So this is something that we've been running since the shop has opened. There's now 6 of these, and there's also a child's one as well. Each one follows different stories throughout history, so they are all based in historical fact. For example, Vinland here is following the voyages of the Viking Leif Erikson. Versailles here, you're in 14th century France during the rule of King Louis. Hollywood, for example, chronicles the story of Charlie Chaplin. There's one that has you on the Silk Road and many others. Really good, strong story-based games these are. So you start with just a couple of cards. These cards explain exactly how the game is going to run. Then you get your first card proper, and then from there it's all up to you. You read the story on the card, it will tell you what the next setup is, and then it will provide you with some options. You then get to decide where you're going to go from there, and based on the choices that you make, other paths may be closed to you. New options are presented to you as well, and you'll follow it through until you reach one of the 5 endings in the game. So it presents a lot of replayability as well. If you're a big fan of sort of like solo role-playing games or choose your own adventure style games, then this is definitely something that I can recommend. That you can just sit there, very kind of introspective, presents you with a fascinating story as well as a lot of options, a lot of paths throughout. And as I said just then, gives you a multiple endings, so you can go through and make your different choices and try and explore other facets of the story. All of these are currently in stock at the shop. These are $11.95, so again, an absolute bargain for a game that is going to immerse you in its story for endless hours. That is Cartaventura from Blam Studios. Next on our list is Get On Board Paris and Roma. This is the sequel to the to the phenomenal London and New York. This is a flip and write route building game. What you'll be doing is you'll be turning over cards. Depends on the number on the card. Will depend on what route you are building that turn. Each player has their own sheet. At the top of the sheet, each player then has, under each number, a different route. They share the same 6 routes, but though depends what number you pull out, that number will be a different route for each player. The object of the game is to then use these route cards, these tickets, to manoeuvre around the boards, collecting passengers and dropping them off at their desired locations without ever doubling back or crossing over yourself. So it really becomes sort of a management game as well of efficiency. What is the best way around? You also have additional bonuses that you can meet as well, which, if you try to do those, will factor in and will make that game all the more challenging. Really good fun. Absolutely love this game. If you enjoy things like Ticket to Ride, which is the classic route builder, then you're going to really like this. It's kind of like a step up from that. There's a few more moving parts in this, but it's still just as fun, really good. I think for me personally, just a little bit more fulfilling. There's a bit more stuff going on with it. But yeah, like absolutely fantastic. It goes 1 to 5 players. I've not played solo, but there's a 2 to 3 player board on one side of this and a 4 to 5 player board on the other. So the game actually physically scales for you depending on the player count as well. Come on down, we do have this in the library, so if you want to give it a go before you purchase it, we'll be happy to sit down and kind of give you a run through of the game. Or if you're just coming down for the day to play in the boardroom, then do grab this as such. If you enjoy your route builders, you won't regret playing this one. So that is Get On Boards from Yellow. Our next one, Nautilus Island, is one that we've had in over the last year. We first got to play this after Toy Fair 2023. So well over a year ago, about a year and a half ago maybe nearly. And we really enjoyed it. It's just a really simple set collecting game. On your turn, you move to a column that you've not previously been on, and then you collect the cards from that column. So you collect the top cards from them. Some of the columns will have blind cards, so you don't know what they are. The other thing you can do on your turn is, if you got lots of cards and you want to sell a set, is instead of collecting the cards, you move to an empty column and you can sell that many cards into a set. When you do that, you take an available bonus from the top here if it is there, and then if you decide you want to lock it off, you don't want to score any more points on it, you find the multiplier, so whether there's 2, 3, 4 or 5 cards in the set, take that and put it on top. That locks in place and will score you that many points at the end of the game. It really is a simple set collecting game, but one that works perfectly as a gateway game. Great for families, great for young children, very colourful, but not too cluttered. Everything is well laid out across the board. And again, another one that scales well for the amount of players. So if you have 2 or 3 players, for example, you won't have all of these columns, you only have some of them, to allow the same experience for the number of players that you have in your game. So absolutely fantastic. I really do love this game. I can't recommend it enough to anyone that is just looking for a nice, fun, easy game for their kids. Maybe just something fun to play in between larger games, or like me, you just love board games, you like the look of it, let's play. That is $24.95. That is Nautilus Island. Again, it's in the library. Come on down, give it a crack if you haven't already. Over 300 games in the library. Make this one that you explore next time you visit. And then finally, we have got Mitakas. So this is a worker placement and resource management game where you are collecting building materials in order to construct cities and temples up the mountain to the summit of Mount Olympus. So in this game, each player has their own player board. From here, this is where you'll be managing your resources, where your buildings will be, with instructions on what it costs to build them, as well as their multipliers as well. There's the worker placement board, so this will be where you'll be visiting different action spots to perform actions, and then the main board itself, which is tiered, so there's a slight 3D aspect to this, with 4 tiers for players to build their cities and temples. So in order to build a city or temple on any given level, you have to have the resources at that level. So most of the time your resources will start at level 1, which means that you will need to use certain actions from the action board or from your gods if you have them in order to move these up the various stages, the various tiers, to get to where you need to go. When you do get there, you can then on your subsequent turn take the build actions in order to then spend those resources to build wherever you would like. There's also favour tokens, so if you have the favour of a god, you get little bonus action as well. Other people, if you choose that action and they've got a favour of that god, they get to cash in their favour and follow the same action as you as well. So there's a way to kind of like piggyback on other people's turns as well, which means that gaining favour of the gods is very, very important in this game if you want to maximise not only your turn but everyone else's as well. The game ends once someone has built all of their cities and temples, or if the last building space on the playing board has been taken up. Really, really good fun. If you enjoy Euro games, you like resource management, worker placement, then I just can't recommend this enough. There's a nice novel mechanic with having to move your resources to the different tiers, which I really do like, which is something you don't often see in a lot of Euro games. Granted, you see it in some, but not a lot. So being able to move those around, so it's not just a case of collecting the resources, but where do I need to get them to as well. And I just really like that. The board's a little bit gimmicky, but I like the kind of 3D aspect. You know, you are going up a mountain, really nice, very clearly laid out. The gods that you can earn throughout the game provide you endgame bonuses as well as ongoing in-game bonuses to help you achieve your goals quicker. But yeah, altogether absolutely fantastic. Nice sort of midweight Euro, and again, if you enjoy that sort of thing, then I cannot recommend it enough. Mitikas from Funny Fox Games. So that is a look at our product highlight. On to this week's events, and everything this week is just running as normal. We don't have any special events. In just over or just under a couple of weeks' time, we will have our Lorcana release, and we will have the Flesh and Blood pre-release or Part of the Mistveil in just under a couple of weeks' time. There are spaces open for both, and there is still time to book in. So if you haven't already, get in touch with us, drop us an email, give us a call, visit the shop, drop us a message by our socials, and we'll be happy to book those spots in for you. Alongside that, the pre-orders for the Lorcana's 4th set, Ursula's Return, are now closed. So if there is anything that you would like from the latest set, you'll be able to come in upon day of release and collect the stuff there. But yeah, that wraps it up for this this week's events. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. The previously mentioned launches for Flesh and Blood and Lorcana. We've also got the Mayfair, which is in just shy of a week or two. So we're really, really excited for that one. And then we also have the birthday party. That's the one. Lost for words there. Our birthday party on the 25th of May. That is free to attend. So if you live locally or you can make it down, come on down. Just give us a call. We'll make sure there's a space for you. We're really excited for that. Celebrating 3 years with you guys. Yeah, there's not a better feeling in the world. And then the week after that, we will be at UK Games Expo. So do look out for all of our stuff later during the month, as we've got really exciting stuff going on there. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. As always, if you have any questions at all, just pop them in the comments, email, give us a call, pop into the shop. Always happy to answer any questions you have about any of the games featured in the video, any defence featured, or indeed anything within the shop itself. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the boardroom.